I am going to the stockyards today for my best friend Jania's birthday. She is turning an age that I won't disclose, but tell her happy birthday in the comments. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another podcast episode. My name is Jaivia Monea, the host of the Echoes of the Void podcast, where I help you explore spirituality from all aspects, recognize your potential, and energize your passion to align with your highest self. Today we're diving into a topic that's often misunderstood, the benefits of loneliness and how being alone does not have to mean being lonely. I know firsthand how easy it is to feel uncomfortable with being alone, especially in a world that equates constant connection with happiness. But what if we could shift our perspective and see solitude as a gift instead of something to avoid? We're going to explore that today. By the end of this episode, you'll walk away with a new approach to solitude, practical tools to embrace alone time, and the confidence to see being alone as a powerful act of self-love. So, first things first, we have to debunk the stigma of loneliness. Let's start by addressing the elephant in the room: loneliness. Society tends to paint it as this heavy, negative experience, like if you're not constantly surrounded by people, then something must be wrong with you. And I'm here to tell you, nothing is wrong with you. You can enjoy your you time, because people be toxic out here. But the reality is being alone and being lonely are not even the same. They're not the same thing. Loneliness is a state of mind. It's the feeling of emptiness or disconnect. Even when you're in a crowded room, on the other hand, solitude is a choice. It's a choice. You choose where your mind goes. It's intentionally carving out time to be with yourself, not because you have to, but because you want to. I see oftentimes married couples, especially, they'll be married for many, many years, 30, 40 years. And at the end of the marriage, or once the divorce is finalized, or whenever they're explaining that they want to get a divorce, they'll say,
I just don't even feel like I know myself anymore.
Well, yeah, you're not going to know yourself if you don't give yourself alone time. And if every single time that you're alone, you feel lonely, guess what? There's something that needs to heal. And that's okay to admit, because I've been in that place before. Hey, every single time that I'm alone, I'm crying, I'm sad. Like, why don't I have people around me? Listen, we're going to grow through this today. I remember a time in my life when I struggled with this distinction, I was so passionately lonely. I was so focused on being around others that I didn't even realize I was ignoring one very important relationship, and that is the one with myself. But when I started to learn and lean into that alone time, I found charity, peace, and even strength that I didn't even know that I had. Like, what if I don't necessarily have the right people in my life right this second, but the average of my 5 people that I spend my time around are books. Imagine me reading Julia Cameron and Eckhart Tolle and the writer of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the writer of Think and Grow Rich. Like imagine those, the people that I'm constantly reading being my top 5 people that I'm spending the most time around. That's my interaction. Imagine it. Do you know how quickly your life can advance when you look and you say, hey, I am capable of this and nothing's going to get me off of this path. And you take your solitude time and find what works for you, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what you enjoy, what you despise, what the things you make you. Second section of this, the benefits of solitude. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about why solitude is so powerful. It's powerful, and a lot of people cannot do it because they're too scared of themselves. You can't be scared of the darkest parts of you. The darkest parts of you are going to show in some type of way, whether that be through relationships, friendships, solitude, whatever it goes through. But guess what? You're the only one that can heal you. You have to take the bull by the horns and say, I'm in control, because it's your life. Self-awareness. Spending time alone gives you the space to check in with yourself, your thoughts, your feelings, your goals. It's like holding a mirror up to your soul and asking, what do I need right now? What do I need right now? How often do you ask yourself that? What do I need right now? Do I need a hug? Do I need yoga? Do I need a workout? Do I need a shower? Do I need to take a walk? What do I need right now? Start asking yourself that. The nervous system and your body will tell you what it wants and needs. It will tell you, hey, I'm hungry, therefore your stomach will start growling. It'll tell you, hey, I'm tired, therefore you'll start yawning because not enough oxygen is getting to your brain because you're not breathing deep enough because you're going into a sleep state, and actually in sleep you don't get as much oxygen. So that's the reason why you yawn. It's because your body's trying to make up for the oxygen that it's losing from you breathing slower. If that makes sense. Second, creativity. Some of the greatest ideas and breakthroughs come when we're alone. When we're alone and we're in the shower and we're just thinking. We're alone with our thoughts. No music. You could probably play some meditation music, some sound bowls, something that will quiet your mind, but still allow you to ponder. Allow yourself the time to ponder. Isn't that wonderful that we can ponder? That there's a voice inside our head, and then we're aware of that voice, and then we also have a voice that we speak outwardly in this third dimension. Like, isn't that insane? That's crazy. But it's amazing. Spending time with that part of yourself will help you recognize whether you're speaking yourself up or speaking yourself down. And in your alone time, you need to figure that out. Solitude allows your mind to wander freely. And that's when creativity flows. And the next episode that I'll be doing will be about creativity and how to unleash your creativity, and how art isn't the only creative outlet. It's not just singing and music and painting and sculpting and things of that nature. It can also be math and English literature. That's art. Like, that's art. Anything that can be created is art. So we're breaking through the construct of art in the next episode. Third, productivity. Without the distraction of constant notifications, conversations, or obligations, you can focus deeply on what matters most. Imagine how much more you can accomplish when your energy isn't being pulled in 100 directions. When you're able to take that solitude, that alone time, and say, hey, I'm
gonna focus on me today. I'm gonna focus on me today, and I'm gonna figure out what I want out of my life.
Because I'll tell you one thing, 9 to 5 ain't gonna work. 9 to 5 ain't gonna work for me. So I have to do something else, and I have to stay consistent in said something else. Just as consistent as I stay with the 9 to 5. Building someone else's dream, right? Number 4, emotional healing. Sometimes we avoid being alone because we don't want to face our emotions. But solitude is where healing begins. It's in those quiet moments that you can process, release, and grow. And in your solitude is where you can get a real feel for where your mind state is, how your body actually feels. And finally, stronger relationships. Here's the surprising part. When you enjoy your own company, you show up better in your relationships. You're less dependent on others for validation, and you're able to set healthier boundaries. That's amazing. So your solitude will in turn cause healthier relationships with others. Isn't that cool? How to embrace solitude without feeling lonely. Okay. So now that we know the benefits, how do we actually embrace the solitude without letting loneliness creep in? Let's give some feasible steps here. First, you're gonna shift your mindset. Start seeing alone time as a gift, not a punishment. Instead of saying, I'm alone, try saying, I'm with myself. Second, create rituals. Dedicate specific activities to your solo time. Maybe it's journaling every morning, meditating, or even taking yourself out on a solo date. One of my favorite rituals is making a cup of tea and just sitting in silence, complete silence. And whatever thoughts come to my mind, I'll write them down. And I'll read because reading tears into parts of you that you didn't even know were there. Especially when you're reading the right authors. It's so grounding to be with yourself. That doesn't mean that you have to do it all day, every day. I'm just saying carving out a piece of time for yourself every day is important. Limit distractions. Let's be honest. Sometimes we use social media to fill the void. But that can actually make loneliness worse. Instead, put your phone down and be intentional with your time. Realize that social media is a highlight reel of people's lives.
Before I filmed this podcast, my room looked like a tornado had went through it.
But I gotta show up for y'all, so y'all know what I gotta do. I gotta clean up the room, make it look presentable. That's not how people live in their everyday lives. Remember that. And don't try to compare yourself to that. And last but not least, be present. Practice mindfulness to truly enjoy the moment. Whether you're walking in nature, cooking, or just sitting quietly. Focus on the sensations around you. Focus on the little things that you wouldn't typically notice, right? it's very interesting when you meditate and you're just trying to calm your mind, you'll start hearing things that you don't typically hear.
I can literally hear electricity.
Like, I know that sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, I can hear electricity. Like, I'm like,
what is this ringing?
I be having to unplug stuff because I'm like,
y'all tripping. These frequencies are reading through me.
Real life application and stories. Let me share a quick story about someone you might know. Steve Jobs. He used to take long walks alone to think through ideas. And it's said that many of Apple's innovations were born during these moments of solitude. Closer to home, I've noticed that some of my biggest personal breakthroughs have happened when I was alone. It's in those quiet moments that I've been able to hear my inner voice and reconnect with what truly matters to me. Sitting alone helps me to open my mind, and it can help you too. And by no means am I perfect. Trust me, negative thoughts still creep in. Things still happen that throw me off. Like, I'm not a perfect human being by no means, and neither are you. But one thing we can always do is improve. We never said we were going to get to perfection, but hey, you shoot for the moon, you're going to land in the stars. Thoughts. I want to go ahead and before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this. Being alone is not a reflection of your worth. It's an opportunity for growth. Embracing solitude can unlock parts of yourself that you didn't even know existed. So this week, I challenge you to take just 10 minutes a day to intentionally be alone. No social media, no person on FaceTime, no nothing, just alone. And write down your thoughts when you're alone. See where your mind actually is. See if you're hiding anything. See, the one person that you can be 100% naked with is yourself. No phone, no distractions. It's an opportunity for growth. Notice how it feels. And let it become a sacred practice. Alrighty, thank y'all so much for tuning into this episode of Echoes of the Void. Okay, so I have a song for y'all, as always. We found each other, but I am here just for you, loving the summer. But I forgot I could love me too. I'm not what you want. My body's not yours, it's mine. Compatibility. Look at me tripping on signs. Red flags. Potential don't last. It's moving too fast. It's time to say no, 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 no. Time to say go, 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 go. Soul ties, oh, time flies. Nostalgic memories, look what you did to me, leaving me high and dry. Just give me my freedom. If you found this helpful, please share it with someone that you feel needs this message. And don't forget to leave a review. and hit that notification bell. Make sure to subscribe and like the video. It really helps a lot. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you've ever felt alone. You can even share your personal stories in the comments if you want to. But until next time, stay grounded, stay inspired, and as always, embrace the void.